Basically, security at Geita is composed of security, the police, private security, that is SGA, and also community policing. And basically, when we started with only in-house, we could see there are gaps, especially when crime started escalating. So that's when we had to enter the MOU with the police, Memorandum of Understanding with the police, and the police started giving support to the mine. But after a period of time, we learned that police is more of use of force than soft approach, and which escalated even conflict even further. And at some point, you find we record a lot of, injuries, incidents, and the like. So then we learned that we need to adopt soft approach, which, of course, led us to introduce community policing. This pilot project took us like 4 good years to learn and understand the pros and cons before we rolled it out to other communities. So, but after we introduced it, we could see the change, that the level of aggression, the conflict between the mine and the community, especially Nyakavale community, started to decline. And by 2020 is when we started now rolling it out, after we have had enough time to study and close all the gaps. And when we started rolling it out, we changed a little bit the approach from the original concept. So with the new approach was the police would spearhead the project from technical side. Our thinking around that was this initiative is not only for the mine, it was also to address, crime within the community. So you want the community to support, protect your concession, but at the same time, you empower them to protect to prevent crime within their community themselves. So we saw it at Nyakavale, actually. We were getting feedback through the forums that we initiated, where the previous incidents that were happening at the village, like women being raped, children, young girls going to school, they can't go because they fear they will be raped, theft of cattle, housebreaking, those type of, crime were completely, addressed. So we could see the benefit, and the community themselves, they could see also the importance of having this initiative. Without community support, you can't, as an entity, you can't prevent crime on the mine. But with the support from the community, and community become part of the business, we have seen it is working very well. Not only reducing crime, but improving relationship, because there is a win-win situation. From employment, part of the amount that is being paid to the community leadership goes direct to the community development. So they are seeing direct impact to the society. But those vehicles have got cameras on. Currently, we are working on to ensuring that all operation teams have got body-worn cam on. Because previously, we had a situation whereby there would be allegation of sexual harassment or people being abused and the like. So when we go into investigation, you find sometimes you can't prove, because there's no another person that will stand in between to say, yes, this is what happened. So you rely much on one side information, but with a camera on the vehicles and also on individuals, if something happens or allegation is reported, you go back and review cameras to see exactly what happened. So that has helped a lot to ensuring that there's no human rights allegation or abuse. Community policing themselves, they have opportunity to be employed by private security company. For example, as SGA, we had agreed that before they think of recruiting people from outside, the first choice should go to the community policing. Because one, they are trained, they are exposed to the environment, they know the challenges that we have. So when they get opportunity, they are recruited into the mine. They work and they give a very good support in terms of securing the tenement. But also for them, it is the opportunity that they get employment, they grow, they get experience for their career and their future. The relationship has increased and we feel part of the community. The business is part of community, they feel part of the business. And that has brought, and this is a critical part of the business, social license to operate. Because if you have your technical teams for operation, you can run the mine. But if you don't have social license to operate, regardless of whether you have all the equipments and everything in place, community will not allow you to operate. So that social license to operate is critical for sustainability of the business. And that's what community policing has contributed into the business. It is critical that every security personnel undergoes human rights training. And it is a critical component to our business as well, because AGA, we know, is a signatory of voluntary principle and human rights, So it is a call from corporate office that any security personnel working within our tenement, they must undergo human rights training. And that call has made a lot of changes in our daily operation. When we started before this human rights training was introduced, you could see even the level of third-party injuries, physical confrontation, and allegations on human rights violations like were a daily song, I put that way. But after we introduced and we went further as ensuring that it is embedded in our site-wide induction, because if you go to our site-wide induction, there is a portion talking of human rights. And if you go into the contract, for example, that we have signed with our contractors and vendors, there must be a clause that states clearly that the contractor must submit a policy addressing issues to do with human rights, discrimination, sexual harassment, and the like. So it is something that it has been embedded in our systems and processes. So for that matter, security at the operation level are the drivers of this initiative. And that's why even if you go out there, if you ask any security personnel about human rights, they will tell you about the framework, the PRR, and they will explain. So it is something that we live up to, and it has been embedded into our processes.